This exercise programme is for you to use only after you've had an assessment at a cardiac rehabilitation centre and have been taught how to monitor yourself during exercise. This may include using the scale of perceived exertion, using a heart rate monitor, and recognising the general signs and symptoms of exertion. Don't exercise if your pulse is irregular, faster or different than normal, you have a fever, you generally feel unwell, or you have chest pain at rest. It's also really important that you don't exercise for at least 1.5 hours after eating a large meal or drinking alcohol. If you are diabetic and you check your own blood sugar levels at home, check your sugar levels before and after the exercise, and make sure that you keep a fast-acting carbohydrate snack such as glucose tablets close by. During the exercises, you should slow down if you are uncomfortably short of breath, you're excessively tired or sweaty, your heart rate is above the prescribed training range, or your perceived exertion is above 15. You should stop the exercise if you're feeling dizzy or you have chest pain like angina. But think whether this pain could be related to the wound if you have had heart surgery. But if you are unsure, then speak with your cardiac rehabilitation team who can give you further advice. The programme contains 3 sections, and each of them is equally important, and you must make sure that you do them in order. Section 1 will be the warm-up, and this will include pulse racing exercises which will gradually increase that heart rate, get you feeling a little bit warmer and get you ready for the exercises. And you will also do a few stretches which will mobilise your joints and get your muscles ready for that conditioning phase. The second section is the conditioning phase, and in this section you should be working at a moderate to somewhat hard intensity, but you must make sure that your heart rate is within that heart rate training range. The final section is section 3, and this is the cool down. And in this section, we will be doing gentle exercises to gradually bring down that heart rate, bringing down that blood pressure and getting it back to where we started. We will also do similar stretches to what we did in the warm-up. Whenever you are exercising, make sure that you wear shoes that are comfortable and make sure that you're wearing clothing that allow you to move freely. Ensure you have enough space around you to allow for forward, sideways and backward movements. If you're wearing a heart rate monitor, make sure that it's securely fastened and it's working properly. Make sure you have a drink to hand. And if you are using a resistance band, make sure this is close by. Just remember that the resistance bands come in different colours, and the different colours represent different levels. So you may find that your band is a different colour to the one that is used in the DVD. Try to keep pace with the instructors and alter the size of the exercise movements to keep comfortable. Remember that smaller movements are easier and the bigger movements are harder. If you find yourself getting too tired, then march in place to recover, then join back in when you feel ready again. There will be several checkpoints during the exercises when you will need to write down your heart rate or that exertion level, so make sure that you have your diary nearby with a pen, and when you're writing down these figures, make sure that you keep your feet moving at all times. Last of all, remember to listen to your body and really enjoy the programme.
Hello, welcome to the Papworth Cardiac Rehab DVD. My name's Vicky and I'm going to be demonstrating the level 1 exercises. So if you've been asked by the cardiac rehab team to follow level 1, you're going to be following me in the yellow t-shirt.
Hello, my name's Nicola. I'm going to be doing level 2, which is the blue level.
And we've also got Tony with us today. And Tony's going to be showing you how to use some support if the cardiac rehab team has asked you just to have that support for a bit of extra balance. Or if at any time you feel you need some support, Tony's going to show you how to do that.
Lovely. So we're going to start with exertion check number 1. So if you're wearing a heart rate monitor, you're going to have a look at what your resting heart rate is. And if you're not wearing a heart rate monitor, then you're just going to think of exertion score. But we're going to go and write down our scores for exertion check number 1. just to mention, if any of the exercises that you're going to do cause you any discomfort in your joints, in your hips or your knees or your back, then just let somebody from the rehab team know that you're having that problem, and they can show you a different exercise you could do in its place.
Okay, before we start, just want you to have a quick posture check. Think of just keeping yourself nice and upright, so drawing in around your middle, just lifting your rib cage a little bit, and just open out the shoulders, take them back and down, so you're standing nice and tall with your chin lifted and your head up. And that's how I want you to just think about that from time to time, even when you're moving, just so that your back and your posture is in a good alignment. So we'll start with a nice easy march. And I'm going to be demonstrating the exercises with Tony without arms, and Nicola's going to be adding the arms from time to time as we get further through that warm-up. Our first exercise is going to be heel digs. After 4, 3, 2 and 1. Try not to transfer the weight from foot to foot, you're just pulling in nice and tightly, just digging that heel forwards, bending that supporting leg. Okay, you're going to do 4 more, and then we're going to go into another new exercise, the toe tap. 4, 3, 2 and 1.
So this is just a light tap on the floor in front, nice and gentle. We're going to do 4 more, so 4, 3, 2, 1 and back to a march. The next exercise is a side tap. Getting ready, and off we go.
Again, just tapping down lightly, just a small tap. That's it, keeping the hips and knees facing forward, breathing nice and steadily. Quite a small move to begin with, just warming up gradually. We've got 4, 3, 2 and back to a march. And our next exercise is going to be a tapping to the back, this time taking the toe back in 4, 3, 2 and 1. Tap behind.
So again, just small movements, and we're just tapping the toe back, not transferring all the weight back. Keep your chest lifted, lovely. A few more, last 2, and then back to a march. Next we're going to be doing the side step. Getting ready, off we go.
And stepping together, keeping the knees a little bit soft as you step across, bringing the feet together. Nice and upright, remember, think about that posture from time to time. Keep going. Should feel quite comfortable. If you're having trouble keeping up with us, then take it a little bit slower. Last one each way, and then we're coming back to a march. That's good. So we're going to do all of those exercises again, but the blues are going to add some arms with Nicola.
So we're going to stay with that march, and we're just going to add in a gentle arm swing, blue team. Starting off nice and easy. Next we're going to do those heel digs again, and I'm going to be adding in some arms. So getting ready, off we go. So heel digs. We're starting with our arms close by our sides, bending those arms up and down. So they come up on one side, down on the other. Now if you get into a muddle or get into a pickle, just stop doing your arms. But blue team, always keep your legs going, so you can follow Vicky on the warm-up if you get yourself a bit confused. Lovely, we're going to change the feet to a toe tap, and we're going to be doing different arms. Ready?
Yeah.
You're off?
I'm off. So Nicola is adding the sort of the arm squeeze, we like to call this one, just Squeezing the arms back and forward, moving the shoulders as well, just to really get them a bit looser, but keeping the arms low by the sides and quite close to the body. So it's not a really big movement. That's good. And we're yellows, level 1, we're just keeping that move nice and steady. Should be getting warmer, but still feeling quite comfortable. Just 4 more of these, and then we're going back to a march. Last 2, and then marching. That's lovely. Nicola's still swinging the arms close by her sides, keeping them low.
Don't forget your arms, please. Next exercise we're going to be doing is a side tap. So we're tapping out to the side, back to the middle, same on the other side, and we're going to add in the arms. So starting with arms by your side. These are called elbow lifts, so we're lifting the arms on one side, down on the other. Elbows are bent. Arms are not going up to shoulder height. Up on one side, down on the other. Keep going. Got 4 more. Last 2, back to a march. Well done. We're going to do the back taps again. Remember, we're adding in the arms. We ready? Back together, back together.
Just a small tap back, keeping that heel lifted. And Nicola's just added that arm press forward. Nice control, not locking out the elbows, and just keeping those arms low, below shoulder level. So just check what your arms are doing if you're following Nicola, keeping them low rather than going too high. Keep going with these. Should feel quite comfortable, but should be starting to feel a bit warmer, a bit looser. Last one of these on each foot, and then back, marching through. Well done. Blues still swinging those arms by your sides. Next exercise is going to be a side step. Get ready. In 4, 3, 2, and 1.
So blues we're adding in the arms. We're bringing those elbows back by your body and pushing forwards. And call these skiing arms. Pushing forwards, pulling back. Lovely, last couple, and we're going to take it back to a march. Last one there, come back again, back into that march. So next we're going to start some stretches, and we're going to start with upper body stretches.
Lovely. We'll just loosen off the shoulders first. So nice big shoulder roll. So you're going to bring the arms up, round to the back and down. And again, nice and slow and controlled. Just loosening up through the back. Keep the back nice and straight though, keep the head up. Just 2 more of those. Here's 1, last one of these. All the way up and back and down. Now you're going to bring your hands in front, and we're just going to raise up to the front, both arms, just lifting up just as high as is comfortable for your shoulders. Remember, keeping your feet moving. You don't want to do these arm exercises, just keep your feet gently marching. You can see Nicola's going a little bit higher, but you don't have to go all the way up. We're going to do some stretches now, keeping those feet moving.
You take both arms to the bottom of your back, thinking about lifting up that rib cage, bringing those shoulder blades together, feeling a stretch across the front of your chest. Now, none of these stretches should be painful, but if you've had heart surgery, you might feel a stretch across where your sternal wound is. Make sure you breathe. Lovely. Next one, we're going to round the arms in front, one in front of the other, like you're hugging a tree. Bring those arms forward so you feel a stretch across the top of your back. Well done. Always keeping our feet moving when we're doing these stretches. It's like our catchphrase, isn't it? Feet moving.
Yep.
Arms down. We're taking it back for some heels, yeah?
Yep. Ready? There you go. So again, Nicola's added the arms back in. Yellows, level 1, we're just keeping it low with the arms by our sides. Got 4 more of these. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Back to a march. Swinging the arms if you're doing level 2. And we're just going to do a lovely sort of movement for the spine, just to loosen up your back a little bit. So start to march a little bit wider. And then keep the feet still now. You can stop marching. Soften the knees slightly. And we're just going to take a nice slow turn, one way. Have a look in that direction, and then coming slowly round to the other side. And then back again. And back. One more. Try and keep the hips and knees facing front last time round, and then coming back. And I want you to keep your feet wide, and we're just going to do a little knee bend. Get ready, keep the chest nice and lifted, and we're going to go down and up. Now only going as deep as is comfortable. Try and keep the full foot on the floor so the weight's evenly through the whole foot. You're not lifting your heels. We've got 4 more of these. 2 more. Last one. And you're going to come up, and we've got another stretch coming up.
We're going to do a trunk stretch. So you're going to reach down one side and then just rest that hand on your thigh. You should feel that stretch down the side of your trunk.
Lovely.
Coming back up, and we're going to do the same the other side. Coming back up. We've got 4 more knee bends, please. 3, 2, 1. Back into those heels. The next exercise, we're going to go to the toe taps, and Blues, we're going to do that arm squeeze forwards and back. So 2, 1, toe taps, arms coming in front and behind.
So we're going to keep going with these, and then we're going to slow them down because we've got some leg stretches to do as well. So let's have 4 more. 4, 3, 2. We're going to slow these down, so it's slow forward and slow. Brilliant. And again, 1 more on each side. Little bend in the supporting leg. Then we're going to bring this foot forward. We're going to leave it there with the legs straight. You're going to sit back, hips lifted, to get a nice stretch down the back of the thigh. You should feel this one.
Feel it just here.
Yeah, it's a good one, isn't it? Try not to hold your breath as you're holding that position, but keep nice and strong through the middle. And then slowly coming up. Keep the feet a little bit wide, and then step forward on the other leg so you can do the same stretch on the other side. Hips lifted. That's good. Perfect. Coming back up to that lovely march. Blues, you can march a little bit bigger, maybe lifting the knees a bit higher like Nicola, and swing those arms, remember. And then we're going to take that wider again so we can do those knee bends one last time. So we're going to go down and up and again. Now remember, this one exercise is one where if you are feeling uncomfortable, it might be that your cardiac rehab team give you an option. But try it and keep it nice and small, keep it comfortable. Okay, last one. Now we're going to go a little bit wider still, and we're going to turn the knee out in line with the toe. Keep the hips facing forwards and the shoulders forwards. So we should feel a little stretch in the inner thigh on this straight leg. That's good, hold it there. Again, this is a nice one. This one gets quite tight as well, doesn't it? Then we need to do the other side. So you're going to come up to the middle. You're going to turn out. Keep the hips forward, keep the shoulders forward, so you get the stretch on this inner thigh. You should feel quite comfortable, but you should feel that stretch. Keep breathing nice and freely.
Well, sometimes I hold my breath when I'm doing stretches.
Yeah, because you hold the position, you kind of want to hold your breath as well. So we're going to come back and then back up to a little march. And then we're going to go back to back taps, and you're going to be adding the arm push forward if you're doing the blue level. So get ready and little tap back, that's it. So we've got another stretch to do, the calf stretch. So we're going to keep with these, just 4 more of these. 4, 3, 2, and we're going to slow these down. So nice and slow, and again 2 more. Just that toe down, remember keep the heel lifted. This time we're going to step back and pop the heel down on the floor this time. Bring the hands just in front to support the body. Both feet down and flat on the floor. You should feel that in the calf. Yeah? Lovely. This is another nice one. And you're going to work these calf muscles quite hard with all the moving and the movements that we're going to do in the main section. So it's important that you feel these stretches. So stepping in and then step back on the other side. So we've got the same stretch on the other leg. Pressing the heel down. Are we breathing?
Yes.
That's good. Last few seconds, hold, and come back to that lovely march.
The next stretch we're going to do is the quad stretch, and that's the muscle down the front of your thigh. And to do that, we need you to stand on one leg, but holding on to something. So we have some chairs. So holding onto the chair, knee coming forwards, you're going to get hold of your shoe or your sock or your trousers, and you're thinking about that knee coming back, knees coming together, standing up nice and tall, and just slightly softening the knee of the leg that you're standing on. And you should feel that stretch down the front of your thigh. Can you feel that, chaps?
And chapesses.
Brilliant. Knee coming forwards, foot to the floor. We face the other direction, we're going to do the same thing on the other leg. So knee coming forwards, knee coming back, knees together, standing up nice and tall. It's a good idea to hold on when you're doing this stretch. That way you can concentrate on the actual stretch rather than your balance. Brilliant. Knee forwards, foot to the floor. Back into the march. We've got one more stretch to do, and then we're going to finish the warm-up, and then we're going to really start exercising. So take one hand to the same shoulder, reaching that arm down the back, and the other arm's just going to support it. So we're stretching out your triceps because we're going to work them in the resistance round. We're going to do the same on the other side. So arm to the same shoulder, reaching down the back, and the other arm's just going to give it some support. Arms down. And we're going to finish with some heels. Blues, we're going to add in some arms. So your arms come up, forwards, shoulders, down.
Yellows.
So I'm adding in the crazy arms.
Oh, yellows, we're lucky you're not doing those.
So shoulders, forwards, shoulders, down, shoulders, forwards, shoulders,
I'm
down.
so glad I haven't got to do those.
And feet moving at the same time. So yeah, so it can be a workout on your brain as well as your body. Keep going. Last couple. We're going to take it back to a march. Okay, so that's the end of the warm-up. So we've come to exertion check number 2. So if you're wearing a heart rate monitor, you're going to write down what your heart rate says. If you're not wearing a heart rate monitor, like Tony, he's just going to write down your exertion score.
Don't forget to keep your feet moving, folks, as you're doing your check. So we finished the warm-up and we're now into round A of the main exercise component. I'm going to be doing the leg movements and then adding some arms without the legs, and Nicola's going to be demonstrating the level 2 where she's going to be combining some arm and leg movements together. We'll start with a lunge in 4, 3, 2 and 1. So it's a little step forward, and if you have a look, level 1, our moves are a little bit smaller than level 2, but we are bending both knees. Try and release that back heel as you step forward and bend both knees. Body nice and lifted. Try and keep everything square to the front. Breathing nice and freely. These are going to feel a little bit tougher now, so we're into the main exercise, but you should still be comfortable. Keep an eye on your exertion and on your heart rate if you're wearing a monitor now. That's good, keep going. Abs in nice and tightly. A few seconds to go. And Blues are going to be adding some arms in a minute, and Nicola's going to demonstrate those, but keep going for now.
So getting ready, Blues, we're going to add in a double punch. So we're going to get the arms ready at about chest height. We're going to come forwards on
Yellows,
one.
we're back to a march, but we're adding the same arms as Nicola.
Keep going.
Lovely. So we've got another exercise coming up in a few seconds. Get ready for a side tap in 4, 3, 2 and 1. That's it. Just tapping out to the side and then back in. One foot out and in, and then the other. Just a little tap. Again, keeping the body nice and long and lifted, pulling in around the middle. Hips are forward.
Blues, we can keep this movement a little bit bigger.
Keep going, doing really well. Still got quite a lot more to go though.
Pace yourselves, guys.
Yeah.
Hold on. So Blues, we're going to be bringing in those arms. It's going to be a single punch. Watch out for the coordination. Just take some getting used to. If you get into a pickle, you can just drop the arms and continue with Vicky. I'm getting ready. So we're going to punch on one side, punch again.
Lovely, so yellows, remember we're marching again. And just having the arms around about shoulder level, or even a bit lower if it feels more comfortable. Lovely, we've got another new move coming up. Well, it's not new, we did it in the warm-up, but it is new for the round. It's the back tap in 4, 3, 2 and 1. Just tapping back, just that toe going down, remember. Hips are forward, body nice and lifted.
Blues, we can make this movement a little bit bigger. We can work a little bit harder now.
And yellows, if you want to, just keep it a bit smaller, and you can even go a little bit slower. Keep an eye on your exertion score now. You're sort of well into this first round, and your heart rate, if you're wearing a monitor, needs to be comfortable. But breathing maybe a little bit deeper, but quite nice and steady. That's good. Keep it going. Body nice and lifted.
Blues, we're going to think about adding in our arms, and yellows are going to go back to the march and do the same arm movements. So we're starting with arms in front, and we're going to put up on one side and down on the other.
So yellows, we're marching, nice and simple. But we might want to keep the arms a bit lower, whatever's comfortable, but try and get them moving, get those shoulders and elbows moving. That's it. Now
Blues, keep them feet moving, keep going.
Definitely. Next exercise is going to be side steps. We've done those in the warm-up. After 4, 3, 2 and 1. Just stepping across, both feet together. And again, yellows, we can keep it a little bit smaller. That's it. Bringing the feet together.
Blues, our steps are a little bit bigger.
Try and keep the knees soft as you step across, but keep both heels going down as you step across. Brilliant.
Oh, I'm starting to feel like I'm working somewhat hard now.
My heart rate's certainly in training range.
I feel a change in my breathing. Blues, getting ready, we're going to add in the arms, and these are arms that we've already done in the warm-up. The skiing arms. Keep going with the legs just for the next few seconds. Brilliant. Arms by your side, and we're going to pull back on one side and push forwards.
So yellows, we're marching again, just drawing those arms back and forward like Nicola. Next exercise is going to be a nice big high knee march on the spot in 4, 3, 2 and 1. So bringing the knee up towards hip level, but keeping the upper body lifted, the chest nice and lifted. Now you certainly might want to be holding on for this one if you do feel a bit wobbly. So Tony's giving you a good demo of that now. You just needs to be to the side just to keep you nice and secure. That's good, nice upright body. If this is a bit tough on your hips, then make the move a bit lower and just go back to a normal march, because it is quite a lot of hard work for the legs, this one. You've got some exciting arms coming up shortly.
Going to keep it simple with an arm swing in a few seconds. I think we can all manage an arm swing. Then yellows, you're going to take it back down to a low march.
Okay.
Bringing in those arms, getting ready. Nice strong arms.
Still keeping the arms quite low though, you're not sort of flinging them above your shoulder level, and keep them close to your body as you swing. So we've got one final minute of exercise in round A. And it's going to be back to the lunges, and none of us are going to be using any arms, so we'll keep it nice and simple for the last minute. So we're back to a lunge in 4, 3, 2 and 1. That's good. So you should certainly be feeling quite warm now, but still think about your posture even though you're working a little bit harder. Body nice and upright, hips, knees and toes all in line, just keeping it together for that last few seconds.
Keep going, people. Got 30 seconds left to go. Well done. The longest 30 seconds in history. It always feels like that when you're working hard. That's good. Oh, counting down, keep going. 3, 2, 1. Well done. Keep your feet moving. We're going to do another exertion check for end of round A. We're going to write down our heart rates if we're wearing a monitor, and everybody's going to write down their exertion score. Well done.
So we're on to the second round, round B of the main exercise component. We're going to do the same leg movements, but level 2 you're going to be doing some different arm movements this time with Nicola, and level 1 we're still going to be doing the arms when we're marching and not with the legs together. So we're going to go with the lunge in 4, 3, 2 and 1. Again, think about that posture, think about all the things that we mentioned in the first round with the lunges. Body nice and straight as you step forward, releasing that back heel off the floor. So you might find you're getting into the second round, things get a little bit tougher because you've been working for a bit longer. So really keep an eye on your heart rates and your effort scores as we go through this round.
I'm still feeling good.
Yeah, me too. I'm keeping my moves a little bit smaller still.
All right at the back there, Tony? Good man. So Blues, we're going to get ready to add in our arms. We're going to do a double arm raise, no higher than shoulders, but keep going with them legs. In Yellows, you're going to go back to a march and join in with the arms. Getting ready, and off we go. So it's a double arm raise.
Yellows, our arms aren't quite so high. We are doing the same as Nicola, and we're marching nice and steady. Keep it simple, keep it comfortable. Next exercise is going to be the side taps again in 4, 3, 2 and 1. Tapping out to the side and in.
I'm in.
That's it, you're in. That's good. Just tapping the toe lightly, not transferring the weight, keeping the hips level and forwards. That's good.
I just had to check my posture as well.
Yeah, it's always good to check just from time to time because we do tend to get a little bit slumped. And I need all the height I can get.
And me.
Keep it going. Blues, Nicola's making her move a bit wider. She still said you were quite comfortable still.
Keep going, Blues, we can do this. So Blues, we're going to be adding in the arms, getting ready. We're going to be adding elbow lifts, otherwise known as chicken wings. So arms are starting by your side, you're lifting up on one side and down on the other. So your elbows are bent, your arms are coming up to your shoulders, no higher. They come up on one side, come down on the other. So lift, don't lift.
Got a few more of these, and we're going into your back taps in 4, 3, 2 and 1. Tapping back, that's it. Again, Yellows, our moves are a bit smaller, but we're all just tapping the toe back. Breathing deep and steady. Just bending into that front knee slightly as you tap back, that's good.
I'm working in my training heart rate zone.
Yeah. Oh, I've been in my training range for ages. It's good. So if you do find that your heart rate's creeping up, if you've got a training range, creeping up to the top figure, it's just a signal for you to start to make the move maybe a bit smaller or even a bit slower than us to bring it back down towards the middle figure. And if you're on your exertion score, bringing it back down towards that 12, 13 mark.
We're going to be adding in some arms, and it's arms that we've done in the warm-up, bicep curl. We're going to get ready, arms starting by your side, and off we go. So we're doing arms up on one side and down on the other. Bend and straighten.
Oh, I'm glad I'm back to a march.
And straighten. Keep going.
It's a tricky one, that one.
And straighten.
Our next exercise is going to be back to the side steps. So keep going with these for a little bit longer. Last 4, 3, 2 and 1. Stepping across. That's lovely. Bringing the both feet together, remember. Soft knees. And again, Blues with Nicola, you might want to make your moves a bit bigger if your training heart rate and your exertion is still quite moderate. That's lovely. Still nice and upright. Check that posture again. How are you feeling now?
Good.
Yeah.
Feeling good. Feeling all the benefits of exercise.
We have to say that because we're on camera. Blues, we're bringing in those arms, and Yellows will be going back to their march.
we're going to be doing a high arm pullback. Have a look at this one, it takes a little bit of coordination. Arms are starting by your chest, and we're opening and closing. Yellows, you're back to a march. Fabulous. So opening and closing. My arms are about chest height. Yellows, you're back to a march. I can see you back there. That's it.
See, we've got eyes in the backs of our heads in cardiac rehab, we can tell.
Open and close. Well done.
We've got a couple more exercises to do before the next exertion check. We're going to go back to a march, but it's the high knee march, lifting up. That's it, nice and long through the spine. Abdominals pulled in tight, and that will help you balance as you lift the knees a bit higher if you draw in around the middle. That's good.
Tell you what, these are not my favourites.
They are hard on the hips, these ones, so remember, if it is uncomfortable, take the knee lift a bit lower, or if it really isn't sort of happening for you and it's not getting comfortable, then cardiac rehab will be able to give you some options if you just ask them.
We can keep going. Come on, Blues. We can do it. It's coming up to arm time. We're just going to add in an arm swing. Yellows are going to take it back to a low march, but they're going to add in their arm swing.
Oh, I'm glad about that.
Please. Strong and straight. Fabulous.
Okay,
keep going.
Yeah, last few seconds of this one. We've got 1 more minute of exercise to do. It's going to be your side step in 4, 3, 2, and 1. Just stepping across. Again, yellows, we can keep it a little bit smaller. Blues, if you've still got some fuel in your tank.
Yep.
Nice and big. Just last minute. You're nearly there. Watch your posture for that last minute as well. It starts to go when you get tired, so just really focus, strong and up right through the spine. Last few seconds, I reckon.
Yeah. I would say we've got about 4 more.
I think so.
3, 2. Last one.
Yep.
Fabulous.
Good.
So that's the end of round B. It's another exertion check. Again, look at your heart rates, think of your exertion during that round, and you're going to write that down.
Keeping those feet moving because your heart rates and exertion are quite high now.
Well done. That's the end of round B, and now we're going to be doing a cool down, and that's to slowly bring down your heart rate and your blood pressure. It's really important that we do this before you do any strength training or band work.
So before we start that cool down, we're just going to check your posture one more time. If you are feeling a little bit tired and warm, we just need to make sure you're upright again. So draw in around the middle, lift the rib cage, just roll the shoulders back and down. We're going to, no arms in this round because, as Nicola said, we're going to bring the heart rate down really gradually. So no arms for anybody in this round. So we're going to start with some heel digs.
Yeah. In 3, 2, 1. Lovely. We've done these before. Nice small little heel digs. Got 4 more, we're going to take it back to a march. So 4, 3, 2, last one.
So from the march, we're going to go into a nice single side step. Again, we've done all of these moves before. So after 4, 3, 2, and 1. Just bringing the feet together, Keeping nice and lifted. Always thinking about that posture. That's good, keep going. Okay, you're going to do 4 more, then you're going to make them a little bit smaller, starting to bring that heart rate down. So 4, 3, 2 and 1. So same speed, but don't go quite so far this time. Just narrow up that step just a little bit. 4 more, 4, 3, 2 and back to a march.
Got those heel digs again. Nice and small, just like we've done with the side steps. Getting ready and heels, lovely. Keep going. 4 more. 3, 2, 1, and march.
So we're going to do the side steps again now, but they're going to be slower as well as smaller this time. In 4, 3, 2 and 1. So a little bit more of a creep across to the side and then coming back. Lovely, keep going. Still thinking about a nice upright body now. And you should be starting to feel a little bit more comfortable. And your exertion score should be starting to come down a little bit as well. Breathing should be a bit easier. You should still be feeling quite warm. That's good. So let's do 8 more. Bring the feet across together. Knees a little bit soft. Just 4 to go. Last 2, that's 1 each side. And then back to a march. That's good.
We're going to do those heel digs again. We're going to start off with 4 slow ones and then we're going to go back up to normal pace. Are you ready? So slow, slow, lovely. We're bending the knee we're standing on. Try to keep pace with us. Last 1 and then pick up the pace again.
We're going to repeat that again. We're going to go slow after 4, 3, 2 and 1. Let's go slow and slow. Really bend that knee a little bit. That's good. 1 more slow and then back to normal speed for 8. Lovely. 4, 3, 2 and back to a march. Nice and small now.
We'll go back to those side steps. Okay, so remember these are small and slow. So we're going to slowly take the weight one way and slowly bring the weight back across. Brilliant. Seeing if you can do this nice and gentle. Try not to make a noise when you're moving. No creaky floorboards. Lovely. We're going to go that way again. We're going to come back and take the feet back to a march. Next exercise is a diamond pattern. We haven't done this one before. It does take a little bit of balance. So with one foot you're going to point in forwards. We're going to point out to the side. We're going to point behind and back together. Same on the other leg. You could keep the leg that you're standing on a little bit bent. Remember your posture, it's going to help with your balance. Lovely. It's just a tap on the floor. Going. This foot's the last one. Take it back to heels.
Together, yeah, I think so. Nice and slow though. That's it. Still requires a bit of balance this as well, but that diamond pattern certainly challenges your balance a bit more. Keeping nice and tight through the middle will help your balance. We're going to go back to normal speed. That's good. Just 4 more. 4, 3, 2 and little march in the middle here.
Back to those side steps, nice and slow and small. Slowly across one way, and slowly back the other.
Well, I'm starting to feel cooler, are you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Should see your heart rate's going down as well.
I can feel it as well. I feel like my heart rate's coming down. Our breathing's a bit easier.
Exertion scores should be lower too.
We're going to go back that way, and then back into just keeping those feet going.
Yeah, and just take them a bit wide, and we're just going to stay on the spot, but we're just going to kind of take the weight, transfer the weight through into one leg and then back into the other. So this is just a nice way, finishing off, keeping the feet moving a little bit, but really allowing the heart rate to come down. So breathing nice and freely. Keep going, just nice and tall. Have a look at your heart rates now and what your exertion scores are, or just your exertion score if you haven't got your heart rate monitor, but you should be feeling a bit easier, a bit more comfortable. Last one each way, and then come back to a gentle march. Keep the feet gently moving. We're going to do pulse and exertion check number 5. So well done, that's the end of the cardio rounds, and we're now on round C, which is using the resistance bands to target some specific muscles and condition them, particularly in the upper body. And how hard you're working will actually be determined by the colour of the band that you've been given by your cardiac rehab team.
If any of these exercises we're about to do give you discomfort, then you can put your band down and just follow Tony. Tony's not using a band, he's just going to show you the movement. Remember, we're still wanting you to be working at that moderate intensity.
So we're going to keep our feet moving. As you can notice, we're still marching those feet. And we're going to start with an exercise for the back of the arm, the triceps. And we're going to start with the band in one hand, nice firm grip, and try and avoid wrapping the band around your hand because that can be quite uncomfortable and it's not good for circulation and your skin. So bring the band up to your shoulder level. The other hand comes up to meet it, nice and firm and grip, and you're going to pull the band taut down to the side and then back up again, and you're going to be straightening the arm. Imagine kind of like putting on your seatbelt really. Keep going, keep marching, nice and straight. Don't let the band run away with you on the way back, and try and keep breathing. You're not holding your breath as you're doing the exercises. Just got a few more repetitions. 4 and 3. It's nice and controlled, so don't rush these. The more control you have, the more effective it will be. So let's have a couple more, then we're going to swap sides. Brilliant, last one, and coming back. Let's try the other side. Coming in, and you'll notice that Tony's keeping his feet moving as well, even though he hasn't got the band. So hand up to the shoulder, nice firm grip, both hands, and pulling down to the side and out. Fully straightening the elbow, remember, but not locking it out. That's good. Body nice and lifted, so you're nice and strong and straight.
Sometimes my hand comes down the band and then needs to readjust.
A bit, doesn't it?
Yeah, it can slip a little bit.
They are a bit slippery. Lovely. Keep going. And I'm just going to do 4 more on this side now. Last 2, and last one, and relax, well done. Bring the band up, make sure it's not trailing on the floor. Just keep marching.
And we're going to do some back taps. So we're ready, tapping back together, well done. Make sure you've kept your band out the way when you're tripping over your band. Well done. We're just keeping that blood pumping up, we keep them legs going.
Yeah.
So we're going to do the next band exercise now. Let's take it back to a march while Vicky explains.
Lovely. So for this one, we are actually going to have to keep our feet still because you're going to anchor the band under one foot, nice and firmly. Make sure it's right under the middle of the foot and it's not going to ping back at you. And you're going to take a grip of the band in one hand. Nice and strong through the body and the legs, so take the feet apart, that's going to give you a nice stable base. And start with the palm inwards, and you're just going to come up to the side, about shoulder level, and slowly back down. Now if you can't get quite that far, that's fine. You don't want to go any higher than shoulder, but if you can get up to your shoulder, that would be good. Pulling in nice and tightly so you're strong and straight as you work that arm and that shoulder particularly. That's good. Keep it going. Keeping the wrists nice and firm. And again, not holding your breath, breathing freely. Are you breathing?
Yes.
And again, don't let that elastic band pull the arm back down. Control that downward phase as well as the upward phase. Do 3 more on this side. That's good. 2 more. Last one on this side. And release, well done. Just release that band and we're going to take it over to the other foot. And again, really make sure it's firmly under that foot. It's not going to ping around. Feet comfortably wide. So you've got a nice stable base. Palm in, and we're going to come up, just up towards the shoulder and back down. That's good. Drawing in through the middle, but not holding your breath. That's good. Keep it going. And try not to arch your back with this as well. Just think about that posture all the time. It's so important. It just makes things so much safer and more effective if you've got a good posture as you start.
I find if my knees were a little bit softer, I tend not to overarch my back.
That does help the back. Okay, we're going to do 3 more on this side now. Then we're going to go back just to moving those feet. Last 3. You feeling that? I'm feeling that now. 2 and 1. Lovely. Just unhook that band from your foot. Take the band right up off the floor.
We're going to march for a few seconds. Make sure you're breathing.
Just relax those shoulders. Got a little bit more to do with the band.
It is nice to work your upper body if you haven't been doing some work for a while. Getting ready, we're going to be doing the next band exercise.
Okay, so again we need to anchor the band. So a firm grip in one hand and the band goes under the foot. And this time, sort of the knuckles, the flat of the knuckles is up to the ceiling. Drawing in around the middle, feet nice and wide again. Shoulders open and press up to the ceiling and all the way back down, but just down to shoulder level. Not locking out the elbow on the way up. That's good. And again, keep going. Strong and straight through the back. This is one where you can arch your back actually, isn't it? So you just need to be careful. That's good. Be really aware of softening those knees, pulling in around the middle. That's good. Again, as the band gets really stretched there, don't let it pull you back too quickly. Control it. We're going to do 4 more on this side. Keeping that wrist straight and strong. 3. Last 2. Not starting to hold your breath. The last 1. Super. And down you come. Just release that band. And you're going to try the other side. So nice
Okay,
firm
back there,
grip.
Tony.
Feet wide. Pulling in and pressing up. Strong and straight. Lots of control. Should be feeling this in the shoulders and in the arm.
We're
Still be
punching,
quite warm. Yeah.
we're punching straight up in the air.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's easy to go forwards or
Yeah.
backwards.
Just 3 more on this side, and we're going back to moving those legs again. Last 2. Last 1. Superb, well done. And just unhook, keeping that band clear of the floor.
Okay, we're going to do some side taps, just nice and small, tapping out to the side and back to the middle. Brilliant. Tony's using his chair for some support. Tapping out to the side and back to the middle.
Just got one more band exercise to do.
Good. Taking it back down to a march while Vicky explains.
Okay, this time we need the band in both hands, and we're going to take the middle of the band under one foot. So really anchor it firmly again. Nice firm grip, and this time again, feet wide and the palms come facing you. And we're going to lead with the elbows, just pulling the band up towards your chin, probably up to around about chest level, I reckon, and then down again, keeping the elbows soft, not locking them out. So lead the movement with the elbows if you can, and then down. And keep the band close to the body as you come up. That's brilliant.
We've done this one before, haven't we?
We've done this one with the back taps.
Yeah.
It's really, well, Blues did.
In the round,
I bet you got confused, I know I did. And again, that's good. I can hear Tony marching his feet away there, which is brilliant. That's good. So if you're not using the band, you can keep your feet moving. That's fantastic. Last 3. Last 2. Feeling that in the shoulders. Last 1. And release the band and then just bring it out from under the foot, up away from the floor.
We're just going to finish with some side steps.
Okay.
So slowly stepping one way and stepping back. Make sure you're breathing. Up nice and tall. Well done.
Feels good. I feel like I've worked my upper body. You should feel like you've done something with those bands. That's good. Got some nice stretches to do now.
Yeah. Lovely. So taking it back to a march. We're just going to get rid of our bands, put them over the chair, and then we're going to start some stretches. Still, feet are moving, always moving. We're going to do some of the stretches that we did in the warm-up, and we're going to start with the upper back stretch. So rounding those arms forwards, like you're hugging a tree, reaching the arms forwards, so you feel a stretch across the top of your upper back. Lovely. We hold these stretches for a little bit longer in the cool down. We'll change to the chest stretch, so taking both arms to the bottom of your back, lifting up that rib cage, nice and wide through the collarbones. Lovely.
Nice deep breath while you do that one. That's nice. You get some more air in. That's good. I like that.
Lovely. Bring the arms down. We're going to stretch out your tricep muscles. So one arm to the same shoulder, reaching that arm down the back, and the other arm is going to give it some support. And these are the muscles that we worked up when we were doing the seatbelt exercise, the stretching, TheraBand stretching. Do the same on the other side. Well done. Keep your chin lifted. Lovely, and arms down.
So we're going to go back to some toe taps now, just tapping forward. Lovely. Just think about that posture one more time. We're going to go into some lower body stretches, similar to what we did in the warm-up, so you should recognise them. Just 2 more, then we're going to slow these toes down. So nice and slowly, and in, out and back. 1 more on each side. And then we're going to tuck the toe forward. We're going to leave it there. We're going to sit back for that hamstring stretch, the back of the thigh. Keeping lifted and long through the back. And remember, you're not holding your breath as you hold the position. Just going to hold this for a bit longer than we did in the warm-up, as Nicola said. Muscles are a bit warmer now, so they stretch a bit better. So keep holding. Should feel quite nice. Can you feel that? And then slowly coming up. Just get your bearings. Step forward on the other leg, and then sitting back again, so you get that stretch down the back of the leg on the other side. Just drawing in the middle there, just to support the back as you lean over. Lovely. and slowly coming up. Just marching, again get your bearings, then we're going to back tap, just tapping back and back, that's good. Keeping the hips forward, still need to think about technique even though we're getting towards the end of the session. Just keep it all nice and long and lifted. One more on each side this speed, then we're going to slow these down as well. That's good, just the toe tapping back. Super. One more, and this time we're going to go back. You're going to step back into your calf stretch this time. So hand on that bent leg for a little bit of support. Should be feeling a little bit more comfortable now. Everything's slowing right down. Making sure your heel is down in touch with the floor on the back leg. That's it. Keep holding. And stepping in. Keep the feet a little bit wide and then step back on the other side and hold. And stretching the calf on that side. That's good.
If we do the stretches now, we shouldn't feel too bad tomorrow.
Yeah, it does help with the muscles recovering in your exercise if you stretch them properly. That's great. And then coming back up into a little march.
We're going to do that quad stretch again, and that's the one where you need to stand on one leg. So we need to go over to the chairs again. So bringing one knee forwards, you're going to get hold of your shoe or your sock or your trousers, and again bringing that knee back, knees together, standing up nice and tall. Soften the knee of the leg that you're standing on and keep breathing. Brilliant. Knee forwards, foot to the floor. The march and turn into the other direction and do the same on the other side. We've used these muscles quite a lot today, so it's good to give them a stretch. Keep breathing. Fabulous. Knee forwards, foot to the floor. Coming back in, we've nearly finished those stretches.
So we're going to go back into some heel digs now, starting with the slow ones, just digging forwards and up. Not transferring that weight, but just bending into that supporting leg. And then we're going to go back to normal speed, but keep them nice and small now.
That's just what I was going to say.
Yeah. 4 more. 3, 2, and 1. Back to a little march. We're going to take a slow, small side step over and back. Lovely. And again. Keep going. That's good. Last few. Last one there and back.
Lovely. We're going to finish with that diamond pattern. So just pointing one foot forwards, out to the side, behind and together. Same on the other side. Tony's holding on just for that extra bit of support because this will challenge your balance. Okay. Last one on this leg. Well done. Feet going.
Just keeping those feet marching. We're just going to finish off just loosening up the shoulders. You might have started to tense them up again. Nice big shoulder roll coming up to the ears with the shoulders, round to the back and down, and again all the way round to the back and down. Just 2 more.
These are my favourite.
Yeah, they're nice, aren't they?
I don't know if it's that or if it's because we're coming to the end.
Yeah. Just keep the feet moving while you just check your heart rate, see if you've got a heart rate monitor, and your exertion score now for exertion check number 6, please, folks. Well done everybody, you've just completed exertion check number 6. I want you to sit now for 5 minutes and have a drink of water or squash, and then you're going to do exertion check number 7.
It's really important that you do this final check because we'd like to know that your heart rate and your exertion score have come back down to where it was when you first started exercising.
So for now you don't need to do anything. The DVD is going to keep running. It's going to time the 5 minutes for you. So just have your water or your squash and well done. Great work everybody. Cheers.
Cheers.